Hey guys, Kidna here today, and I am going to be creating, well, my very first tier list ever to be made. So, I'm going to go split up the tier list in like 3 different sections, okay? First one is going to be me rating on based off of how scary they were. The second one being which one was the most difficult for me. And then the third one was which one is going to be my favorite. So, let's start off based off of how scary they were. Stickman Night Shift Survival. Where do I even begin with this one? The thing is that I get what the people that were developing the game that I was trying to go for, with the whole bell thing, and then it gets your attention, however, and it makes you, scared. I'm gonna say that they did do good, at least by trying to get your attention, but it didn't really scare me at all, really. I'll put that right here. Cold Call. Cold Call is an interesting one because I had mixed feelings for. There were some times where I was just straight up confused when I was scared. What am I supposed to be scared of? And then there were other times when I actually did get scared.
I just skipped through it. Oh!
I'll put that in a C. I didn't really get scared either. There's only one time I gotten scared. One Night at Flumpty's. I guess this would go in a B. I didn't really get scared, but the most exhilarating parts of it was when I was trying to actually, beat the night. When I was at like 5 a.m. and I'm like struggling to make it to 6. And that was when I was starting to get a major adrenaline rush. Oh, Sonic.exe. This game. Hold on. Okay, these two combined. Okay, because this was one Old School Sunday episode. There's only one reason why I'm putting these two in S tier. These were the first, and so far, the only horror games that actually gave me nightmares in my sleep. I'm not even joking you. I was already super terrified. I was in the middle of recording, and at the end of the recording. And my worst mistake was I recorded that episode at night. So then a couple hours later, I go to bed, and all of a sudden I get all these nightmares. That is my only reason why these two are going in S tier. Pork Chop's Adventure. Here's the thing about Pork Chop's Adventure. I'm gonna put an A because this one didn't give me a heart attack like these two did. But there were a lot of times when, I jumped, okay? I'm gonna be completely honest with you. That is why I put it in A. Keep in mind, I wouldn't necessarily count it as scary. There's nothing really too negative about it. It's just, there were really no jump scares in there. So that's why I'm gonna put in E. F, I'd probably say would be, you did a terrible job at scaring me. 3D Monster Maze would also go with Keep in Mind, because I'm only gonna put it in there because it was the very first horror game, to ever be invented. There was really just one concept to it, and that was just running away from this dinosaur that's chasing you. That's gonna be the first set of my tier list. Honestly, do I want to change anything else? I think I'm gonna move Cold Call up because of my One Night at Flumpty's reason, where it's just my adrenaline when it just came to surviving for so long. How about I move all these up? I move all these up. That's gonna be my final, decision for the first set on Old School Sunday. Now, based off of most difficult, this is where the games are gonna start looking interesting. Really, at this point, I should just remove F because I'm never gonna use it. And also gonna remove E because there's no point in me using it. Stickman Night Shift Survival. Gonna put it in a solid B because I understand the mechanism. It's just a little difficult to avoid the others. Stickmen are trying to hunt you down. Cold Call is gonna be one of these games where it was pretty difficult for me. I'm gonna put it in A because it wasn't super difficult to the point where I couldn't even play the game anymore. No, I just put it in here because it took me so long to beat. It took me a good week to beat, I will say on that one. One Night at Flumpty's 2. Well, it also goes along with Cold Call because it also took me a really long time to beat. I think this one also took me a week to beat. All my recordings combined were like 2 hours on Hardboiled, so that's why I'm gonna put an A. Sonic.exe was just a one-way game, like just whichever. There's like no like second run through or whatever, or no alternative endings that I know of, so it's gonna be put in D. Same scenario with Sally.exe. It's a one-way, run through. So yeah, Sally.exe is also going in D. Workshop's Adventure is gonna go along with Stickman Night Shift Survival, mainly because it's the same kind of thing. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna put it in between the two. No, because it's kind of a mixture between I do know what I'm doing because I'm playing an arcade game, but there's also these puzzles I need to go figure out, how to solve. Keep in mind is also the same, going with Sally.exe and Sonic.exe, where it just has to be a one-way game, where it's like I just only typed like 16 characters, and then leave, and then that's it. 3D Monster Maze, difficulty-wise, well, it's also kind of a one-way thing, but I'm gonna put it in with Stickman Night Shift Survival. Controls were pretty hard for me to use. I kept on crashing into a corner every 2 seconds. So yeah. Anything else I want to change? I wouldn't think so. I think what I got right here is all good to go. Time for the final part of the tier list. Now, which one did I enjoy most? I mean, it's kind of a hard one to decide on. See, with Stickman Night Shift Survival, when I first saw it, I was really excited to go do Old School Sunday. When I played it, I'm gonna put it, I'll put it in a C. The game had pretty basic, standards to it and whatever. Like, I wanted to enjoy it, but there was something that didn't make me, fall in love with it. Cold Call was a really cool start to the Old School Sunday series. It was a frustrating game to beat because it took me so long, but I put Cold Call in B. I'll think about it later. One Night at Flumpty's 2, always really excited to play it. It felt just like the way I wanted it to be. As much as I was frustrated throughout, all the times I died, the controls made it really exciting, for me to use because of the whole 2 vents, the exposure thing. It made the thing feel, really exhilarating. Sally and Sonic.exe. These two I was really excited for. These two nearly traumatized me too. This is a very interesting one to put up. These two really have changed the way how I viewed horror. After like my first few days after playing it, I was really scared. But later on, I just kind of fell in love with it too. I'll put this in A. Pork Chop's Adventure. I liked the game. It just felt really long. I'll put it in B. Keep in mind, okay? This game never really scared me. There were no really exciting, it didn't feel too exciting for me. But I'm only gonna put in S because this game, it kind of teaches you something about, something about real life too, where it's like if you're really in a bad spot, it kind of teaches you, get out of that bad habit. So this game clearly has my respect, and that's the only reason why I'm putting in S. Okay, so then for the retro part, because it's the very first horror game ever to be made. Like I said, the controls were pretty hard for me to do. I'll put it in C. This is the finished product of the Old School Sunday tier list. So that is really all I got here for you guys today. That is gonna conclude it for the tier list video for Old School Sunday version 1, especially for 2021. Version 2, oh man, version 2 is gonna be super exciting to see. That is gonna conclude it for the Old School Sunday season 1 tier list. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.